All right, we're officially going. We're on.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you want to say, better say it now.
Look at me like that, butt face.
The clock is, what did you call me?
Butt face. Hi, bud.
Justin said my wrestling D&D comparison was, what'd you say, wise?
Yeah.
I like
Wise
that.
beyond the ages. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm embarrassed.
Oh my god, it was the funniest article I've ever read in my entire life.
I watched a couple of compilation videos on YouTube. I've got it all figured out.
You're listening to the No Big Banana Podcast.
Welcome back to the No Big Banana Podcast. My name is Charles.
My name is Justin.
I'm Jay.
And Jay is with us.
Yay.
You all probably know Jay from
I'm Lance.
Mann Shorts.
You have no idea how difficult all of this has been. Like, the only one that's normal is Sarah. And that's not even her name. And I'm like, how am I supposed to, like, keep track of all of these people? Like, the one that bugs the hell out of me is Wade. Like, I have no idea if that's actually his name.
Not at all.
No, not even kind of close.
We call him Rigsby, which is his last name.
That's
but
your
his
boy.
Like, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
Miles.
I'm like, what the hell is
Rigzo.
this?
Dude, that
I'm
picture...
trying to write anime edition, and I'm like, Wayland.
Did you see the dang it, I just forgot what I was gonna say.
You're welcome.
It's, here's the other thing, is not only is he really good at like totally derailing everything, but like you'll think of a thought,
He'll pull
and
the
then
thoughts out.
it'll go away.
Yeah.
Like you're like, all right, he's gonna stop talking in like 4 seconds, and then here's what I'm gonna say, and then in that 4 seconds
Poof,
he makes
gone.
me lose what it was.
Yep.
That's what just happened.
That's what I do.
Well, if we're going for continuity, the wrestling thing that he said was wise beyond the ages was that I always make my Dungeons & Dragons characters look like wrestlers because all professional wrestlers inherently look like Dungeons & Dragons characters.
I never
Yeah.
put two and two together like that.
Oh yeah.
That's
There's even
very
races
apt.
because like this dude named Pac is an amazing wrestler. He used to be named Neville when he was in the WWE. He looks like a fucking orc, and that's the only way I can think of it. I want to make an orc that looks like him. It's not even an insult. He's not a bad looking dude. He's just scary
jacked,
looking.
jacked to beyond
Yeah.
belief.
My first character, Bork, who looked like Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar looks like what an ideal human in a Dungeons and Dragons universe would look like.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what you would expect. I mean, even on the lowest possible base
By the way, we're
level.
talking about D&D this week.
Yeah, it's a Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah,
week.
it's D&D week.
There might be
I'm
some
sure
anime in there,
There
but-
won't be any. I'm sure. Yeah, probably. But I'm sure there won't be any people that are opposed to us talking about D&D. That's for sure.
Hell no. If you like D&D, hit that like button.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
hate D&D,
And yeah, if
Hit
you
that
really
like
don't
button.
like it, then yeah, that's fine
hit
too.
that like button.
All of the likes are and the buttons.
I'm trying out a different thing where like I ask people to like it earlier into the episode because we don't get a lot of likes.
I like
But
that
You're so thirsty.
I am.
It's never
I
enough.
crave
just so
attention.
you know, it's never enough.
You are right, though. We have a broad nerd appeal, like the wrestling and the video games and stuff is all in there. But I think everyone who subscribes to the channel always will listen to D&D because those are the most viewed things on the channel and how we got started. What's
What
up?
about so we're doing a one shot that you're DMing on the 22nd.
We are doing a
And
one-shot.
I'm not lying when I say I know nothing about it. I should amend that. I know as much as the opening few paragraphs that I read on my podcast last week,
Yeah.
or the week before when I was trying to fill time.
yeah, I think it was
because
2 weeks.
You
Yeah.
weren't there.
Yeah. This is how bad it is. He has nothing without me. So without me, like
He
he's
just
got to
picks
stay
up
here.
whatever
yeah.
book is
I
closest
don't know.
to
I'll just
him.
That's what
fucking
it
read
is.
comments.
Well, it
I
was
guess.
relevant. I enjoyed it too.
Yeah. So just like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging around, I guess.
Good for the YouTube algorithm.
You can message me on Twitter. I'm at ManRhae, 2 N's. Ray is spelled R-H-A-E.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I have to
Follow
make it
Jay.
super hard to find by having both words not spelled how they
Yeah.
sound.
It's a good way to do it.
I think mine is irritated fart.
It's a good Twitter handle.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about Wicked Pax.
Wicked Pax is made by a guy who lives in Jacksonville named Mickey Barfield. He met us at...
Oh, I didn't realize he lived in Jackson.
Yeah, he met us at RapierCon. We got invited last year to sell t-shirts and talk to people about being on Man Shorts, and we got a big round of applause when they pointed at us. It was pretty neat. But Mickey came over to our table and gave us a copy of a book that he wrote called Wicked Pax, which is the game that we're going to run on the 22nd. I just got in contact with him about a week ago and told him we were doing this. And then he sent us every other book that they've gotten in PDF form. Essentially what the game is it's a role-playing game set modern day, and it has a very Buffy the Vampire, Dresden Files, X-Files feel about it. The races are things like angel blood, demon blood, half-bloods that are called mutts.
And yeah,
Mud
pure
bloods.
bloods. And I'm still debating between pure blood or half blood because half half-blood seems to be the route that most people would want to go.
The-
I don't do that.
Like the tiefling, it's like, oh, that's a very rare population of tieflings. And
More
then you
like
go into a bar and it's
humans, where
everybody.
they have a lot of bonuses spread out. Like the half-bloods
okay.
are good at everything except for direct magic.
Got you.
And the pure blood, or nobody's a pure blood except for
embarrassing,
some
my
of the
voice
bosses, essentially.
Yeah.
But the angel blood and demon blood each have one angel or one demon parent.
Hmm.
And then the half-bloods are more mixed than that. It's like people who are like, I'm
Good
a
for
16th
the good for the
Navajo.
human that gets to bang a devil.
Yeah, there's some weird flavor text throughout this entire book that has a lot of creepy stuff in it. The short novel that's in here is about a drug that's based on demon scales that are dried
How
out.
did you and mommy meet, Daddy? Well, I went to hell.
So in this book, there are different realms, and heavens and hells are some
Okay.
of the realms that you can go to. There's fey realms and all kinds
Hell
of
yeah.
stuff. For the one shot, I'm keeping it a bit more centralized.
Okay.
We're staying on Earth. We're actually going to do it in Jacksonville.
We're doing it
Yay.
live.
Yeah.
Is it gonna and that's present day?
Present day.
Oh,
fuck.
boy.
We're going to ignore some
the
of the social
BBEG.
things that are going on in the world. I'm not going to.
Is the BBEG
Oh yeah,
corona?
don't do that.
Yeah,
Like, you
no,
just,
we're not
you
going
just
to.
go to the end and it's just a giant.
This is going to
model
take
of
place in
coronavirus.
2018. This is going to take place in 2018 Jacksonville.
Oh, I like that.
That's cool. I like when
Just so I can ignore all of the real crap that we're playing
Yeah.
D&D to forget about that's going on in the world
There's
right
still
now.
other options for good BBEGs in 2018.
I know who they are. They live in Yulee. That's all I'm going to say because Chaz is sitting here, but those are some of the bad guys. But
You go to Riverside and you're just like bombarded with kombucha.
so we'll, yeah, right.
Like, who the fuck?
So I think for this episode, we'll just stick to talking about the game and how the rules work. And then next episode, I'll talk more about how cool the actual world is.
Yeah.
The way that stats work, I'm not going to go into detail because if you're interested in this, when you watch the stream on the 22nd, we're going to do a drawing for people that are in the YouTube chat because it's the one that I can monitor. And of the people who are watching it on YouTube, we're going to pick someone randomly in chat who's going to win a copy of Wicked Pacts and a
Oh.
deck of NPC cards.
Heck yeah.
That's cool.
And a set of Kraken dice.
And a set of Kraken dice. We're going to
Yeah.
give somebody a bunch of cool stuff who comes and watches the stream. But if you're interested in this, the PDF rulebooks are $15 a piece, I think, and the physical copies are $30 or $40. I don't remember exactly.
That's
off
a
the top of my-
steal.
They're not bad. This isn't sponsored. Mickey's a really nice guy, and I
Yeah.
like his rule books. So if you're interested in the full-on mechanics, go check out one of the books.
Yeah.
But instead of just buying points like you do in Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, when you make your character and you have your list of skills, you spend a point pool to buy more dice in a skill. So if you want to be good at athletic stuff, you can put points into swimming, and instead of rolling a check for swimming that's 1d6, you'll be able to roll 3d10.
Oh, dang.
That'll turn you into Michael Phelps. So you can buy
That's so fire.
That's a
more
really
dice
interesting
and
concept.
higher sided dice. So as you're better at things, say I need to pick a lock, I'm not good at picking locks, I haven't bought any skill points. The very base, I don't know how to do this, is a 1d4.
Okay.
And the way that I, as the GM, am going to assign tasks is I rank a target number that you have to get to. That is
A DC.
a DC essentially, and what you're going to do is you're going to add the relevant skill, so strength, dexterity, whatever. Add that stat to the dice that you roll for the skill that you're using. So if it's going to be climbing, you're going to add your strength. So if you are good at climbing, you have 3d10 in climbing. You take the highest of the 3 dice that you roll, add your strength skill, and you have to hit my target number. If something is something a normal human could do, it's like a target number 6.
Okay.
If you're trying to lift a burning car off of a lady, it's like a target number 14 or 15. You couldn't even get it unless you had X amount of dice in that skill.
Gotcha.
So it forces you to use your skills based on what your character is going to do in the world. It's a really interesting way to lay out how your
That
skills
is really
work.
cool.
And it lets you roll dice in interesting ways, which I think a lot of D&D players forget how much fun rolling dice actually is.
Are there a lot of skills?
There's so many skills. Where's my
Oh my
character
god,
sheet?
there's so many skills.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
You want me to get my speed reader voice on and rattle them off because it's a page and a half?
Do it. Do
Oh,
it.
dude, yeah, do it.
If
You
it's not at
can-
least 80 WPM, I'm going to be upset.
Alchemy, athletics, augury, blades, botany, brawling, chemistry, club, computer operation, crafting, cryptography, demolitions, disguise, dodge, drive, you get to pick the vehicle.
Oh, boy.
Chaz is going to take drive in motorboat.
Probably.
Electronics,
I'm a
escape.
motorboat this
Oh, shit.
bitch.
Fast talk, 3d10 right here. First aid, forgery, history, heavy weapons, but that one is abbreviated. Improvised weapon, interrogation, intimidation, law, leadership, lockpicking, a bunch of magic lore spaces, mechanics, navigation, observation, occultism, which will be fun in this
Oh,
game.
dude.
Persuasion, physician, which is medicine, physics, pilot, pistols, poisons, police sciences, primitive ranged weapons. I'm going to have a crossbow on one of my NPCs just because that's a skill. Resist torture, ride horse, rifle, security, seduction, sleight of hand, stealth, streetwise, throwing, tracking, and veterinary.
Oh my god.
So this makes you happier than 5e with all of its limited skills, huh?
This is what the fuck we play for, folks. This is why.
I mean, that's a subjective take, but
No, this is what it is. This is the gospel. I'm fucking Beetlejuice in here.
Beetlejuice.
Listen, there's a spooky, scary villain in ReZero named Beetlejuice.
Oh, different beast.
He's weird.
Oh, he's very weird.
You didn't feel any bad about, spoiler, Rem just like getting like tied up and like a neck cracked and dropped on the floor like that?
Not particularly.
I don't know
You
what
are
you
a
guys are
heartless
talking about
monster,
right now.
and you deserve nothing but the worst in life.
But one of the other cool features of Wicked Pacts, one of the other cool things, this has my favorite feature of role-playing games. This was in the old Firefly game we played like 8 years ago or 9 years ago too, where you can take complications to get yourself more talents and perks. So you can give yourself addictions to stuff, or you can have like a short temper.
You can do that in Pathfinder. It's like character flaws and character traits. So
Instead
it's
of
like,
it just being like, hey, this is my character flaw, it actually has some relevancy to the game.
And that's when we used to play Pathfinder.
It's not flavor text. It's like it gives you bonuses.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's when I fell in love with it, I think, is when we were playing Pathfinder. Complications around page
That,
44.
by the way, is one of the ways that Pathfinder perfected 3.5 was adding that feature.
Speaking of flavor, like not something that's not actually affecting the game. My idea was for a mage, but he's like a gunslinger, but he just like loads the magic into the chambers. So it's not like I get like each chamber on a pistol would be like a skill slot.
Right.
So it doesn't actually affect the game in any way, shape, or form, but just for flavor, like he's just like pat 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 pat, like shooting people.
Oh, it'd be
like,
kind of like
magic missiles and shit.
a Honey Lemon from Big Hero 6, where she has the purse that can make different things happen,
Yeah, yeah.
except it'd be a gun.
Yeah,
That'd be your spell
like,
slots. That'd be dope.
Yeah, pretty much
Oh,
just like the
yeah.
gun is my spell slots. So it's
It
like,
doesn't
I just-
actually shoot anybody.
Right. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just like for the flavor of it. Like I just load it up with like, okay, these are the skills that I have set for the day. These are the spells that I've got. Like,
All right, so Chaz, you're going to take the
Is that
hedonist
fat?
complication. Huh?
Oh, what's that?
The hedonist complication is that you just like to party. If it involves sex, drugs, or rock and roll, you're in. Once per session, the GM can present you with an obvious trap that is baited with your chosen vice. You must make a tough willpower saving throw.
This is
target
dope.
number
This is just
12
how I play.
in order to
so
resist
cool.
this temptation. This game is kind of made for Chaz because he can like take the shit that he does anyway and
Yeah.
get bonuses
and it
for
actually
it.
works. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
he could have been reading like a descriptor about a previous character I've played, and I would have bought that.
You're talking about that one that was like addicted to like the
Verena?
Yeah, the cocaine.
God,
Yeah.
Verena was the best and worst of everything.
Yeah.
It took like 5 minutes for me to understand that like Verena wasn't like a place. Like I was thinking of like of a marina, and I was like, what the fuck's a Verena? And he's like, listen, dumb nuts, I'm trying to tell you.
That was the campaign with Karath, right?
Yeah.
Where I played as the big dumb guy who carved
yeah.
things into his hammer.
Yeah,
He was
Karath
fun.
was super fun. Crom was fun. That whole party was fun.
Justin was fucking hilarious in that game, playing the big living suit of armor, essentially.
Yeah. Well, that's the way that I
Playing
play.
Alphonse Elric.
Kind of, except
What
there was a
other
demon or something
what
inside
other
him.
discounts are there in there? Discounts.
Discounts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it is.
Sale.
Enemy, which is one that's already in Pathfinder, you're going to have someone chasing you.
Dope.
Obsession. You have an obsession that interferes with your daily life. Work with the GM to determine what you were obsessed over.
This
Ooh,
is cool.
I like enemy.
This is cool.
I like the idea of that.
Like I was already on board, but like having these like
Haunted.
fat.
Haunted. Yeah, fat just gives you like negatives to your movement.
That's
and
hilarious.
Oh yeah.
there's a skinny one too that gives you negatives to strength.
Oh,
and
word.
stuff like that. Most of these are pretty realistic. They're not a lot of goofy ones,
They're not
but
like
they're
trying to
things.
be
that-
SJW cucks. They're like, all right, we'll throw in one.
They're basically just trying to make sure that you can use negatives that are realistic. Like the haunted one is obviously part of the game where you have a ghost following you around, and the GM gets to determine what the fuck the ghost does to you.
Oh jeez.
But
That's
night
fucking
blindness, you
dangerous.
just have shitty eyes at night.
That's about right. It feels like you're just explaining my life at this point. You know what I mean?
Social pariah, the people you would
Yeah.
normally associate with
Straight
want
up.
nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Unfortunate
That's about right, too.
looks. Even a mask
about right.
doesn't help much.
Yeah, you're basically just explaining me.
Terminally ill. You are on your way out. They were all
Maybe.
random.
I don't know.
That
I
was
haven't been to
really
a doctor
funny.
in like a decade, so it's like,
That was really funny for me because it was like he was just lobbing up softballs to fucking Mark McGuire. Just like, wow. Oh man.
So on the opposite end of that, there are talents. These are like your shit. What's it called in 5e? My brain has been so focused on this. Your skills.
oh yeah.
But it's instead of skills, it's like the opposite of the negatives you can take. Like one of them is alternate ID. You have a bunch of fake IDs with paperwork that backs it.
Oh, I like that.
that's dope.
Death curse. Pity the person who finally puts you in the ground when you were killed. As long as you can tell who killed you, work with the GM to determine the terrible fate that befalls your
that's
killer.
Charles. That's
That-
just Charles.
I am taking that.
like he's
For
just like a
sure.
vindictive little.
Oh, that's the word. That's the word.
Vindictive?
Also, you're also that.
There's one
So-
called Lucky Bastard.
Whatever.
Last thing that I will randomly plug in. There's scene points that are basically Deus Ex Machina points.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
And when you create your character, you probably get 3 or 4 of them. They can work for mechanic-wise, giving you additions to rolls that you do or helping you subtract negatives. So if I have a high target number, it'll pull the target number down a little bit. Or during role play, you can just be like, I think this guy should kind of agree with me. I'm going to spend one of these.
Can I take night
And
vision
as long as the
bad night
GM
vision?
goes with you on that scene point, you can get away with it. So if somebody's really disagreeing with you, they might go down to being like, all right, if you're cool, I guess I'll agree with you. So Lucky Bastard is increasing your maximum scene points by 1. It just gives you an extra bonus to being able to be like, no, this does go my way.
Can I take the night vision where it's like you have really good vision at night?
Yeah,
and
that's-
the one,
yeah.
and the bad one at the same time, and just cancel those bitches out? Because that sounds like something I would do.
That would literally be what it does, but neither of those give you any bonuses other than letting you see really well and then not see as
Exactly.
good. So, okay.
Exactly.
yeah,
Just so it's on your character sheet.
Yeah.
those are really cool.
No, I can. One eye sees really good at night. One eye
What's
can't.
this guy's name? What's this guy's name?
His
to
name
make
is
this?
John Mickey Barfield. He goes by Mickey, but when he publishes books, he writes it as John Barfield.
Mr. Barfield, John,
Mr. Barfield?
Mickey. I'm very sorry that I haven't read this
Mr.
sooner.
Mickey.
I've been a bit
Charles
busy,
is sorry.
but
Read this sooner.
I feel that doesn't excuse it because this is fucking
doesn't
cool.
excuse it.
I haven't even
this.
gotten into the fact that
Everybody should go
fucking
check
cool.
this out.
Yeah.
After you're done listening to this nonsense, go
Yeah.
check out this cool
Yeah.
game.
I also,
Fuck the bell and
I
fuck
assume we're
his
close to the end of the
Twitter.
episode.
We're getting there.
You'll hear like music play,
Okay, nice.
and then I'm gonna start talking about fucking a bell.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough,
Ignore
fair enough.
all of that.
Okay, I will. One of the things that I have not even gotten into in this game is the fact that when you create your character, you have a tarot card of the major arcana that's associated with your character, and
yeah, I
that will
saw
actually
that.
affect your character. At this point, that's the part that I'm least familiar with, because that was a whole nother really complicated thing that I didn't want to get into, and I was trying to like grasp the concepts.
Yeah.
But at the start of the game, you also all select tarot cards that you can use, or if they're drawn
Oh,
upside
bet.
down, they go to the GM, and the GM can use them for bonuses against you.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Because I'm going to run this game how I run games. I never play it GM versus players. I think that's a horrible way to run
Yeah.
games personally.
That's really smart because it adds another element of the game in the sense of like you really are left up to the fate of the cards.
Yeah.
Hearts
and
of the cards,
The way that
guide
it
me.
works.
Yeah, bro. By the way, I'm not a huge fan of Amelia either. I could totally deal without her.
Oh,
If
yeah,
she just
Amelia
disappeared,
sucks.
I would be like, meh.
Yeah.
Is that more anime stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for the cards. My favorite
sure she's
character in
cute,
My
but,
Hero
like-
Academia thus far seems to be Ida.
Yeah, dude, I love Edith so much.
That's never gonna
He's
change.
he's
His
such a good
character
boy.
never
He's so
changes.
responsible.
The only
And
time
he's
he really
always
changes is
there,
during
like
Stain, but
It's the same thing. It's why me and Chaz both like Superman and Cyclops, because like the Boy Scout character in
good
the
boy,
hero
dude.
world
Like,
is an
that's-
awesome archetype.
I don't
Yeah.
understand why that got so. You know, it's people like Wolverine come in and shit all over that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't we just?
can't we just get along?
Why can't we
baby?
just have it? Why does it have to be
Why
like?
can't we be friends?
And when we write the comics, we
can't
can let them be cool for a
friends?
while after they fight. But when you make a movie, you have to have Cyclops be a bitch in the first one, mind controlled in the second one, dead in the third one.
Yeah.
It's astounding that I'm pulling myself back to Wicked Packs because the X-Men movies are something I can talk about for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the way that the tarot cards work is when you create your character and you get the card,
God, my mom would probably love
it will help your character's details. So if you draw the swords can describe conflict between people. It may also indicate rash decisions and harrowing trials. If you're playing as a swords character, you're going to be hot-headed. We'll go for Bakugo, if we're going to go back to
Yay.
those characters.
Oh, yeah. You're definitely speaking our language now.
If you use cups, the cups card center around matters of emotion, may also indicate good fortune or time of plenty. I would go with that being like the Gravity Girl. She's happy.
Yeah,
She
I was
wants everyone
thinking
to be
Ochako.
good. But so those are for character creation, and then the other section is you can use them. They're kind of like the scene points where you can use them to influence something, but it has to relate towards the major arcana of the card you have, so they're not quite as free as scene points in the game.
So actually, the one thing that I have a question about is you were discussing the addition of extra dice. Is it like a matter of kind of like rolling for stats? You pick the high, like you drop the
You
lowest?
do take the high number, yes. You
Okay.
drop the lowest numbers when you have more than one die.
Got
So
you.
Yeah, but that's really
That makes more
smart
sense.
because it's instead of just a flat bonus.
I didn't know
there's
if it was
more
like
opportunity there.
you have a bunch of die and then you just pick the best
yeah,
one.
I did not
or-
explain that. You take the highest number of the amount of dice that you roll,
Gotcha.
and when you spend the points to upgrade your dice, there's a couple different ways you can buy them.
Don't
1d8?
belittle yourself. You've done a great job explaining this. I
Okay.
was just don't.
But I did not explain the part you're asking about is a better
I'm
way
just
to put it.
I'm just dummy dumb, so I'm
When
just
you-
trying to like.
you also haven't read
Actually,
the book.
I think you did explain that, and he was dummy.
Yeah,
and
I'm
didn't
trying to.
hear.
I was thinking about dick jokes.
But what I am about to say, I did not explain, is when you are spending the points, you can spend 2 points to buy a 1d8 or 2d6. You can
Oh.
spend 4 points to buy 1d10 or 3d6.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're determining how the numbers roll.
Right.
That comes up to your strategy on how you like to play the odds.
That's cool.
Cool. Never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
That's what Han Solo would say, right?
I don't know.
I'm calling him Han.
I know.
Okay. Follow us at
That's
No
a
Big
Han
Banana
Solo quote.
on
Fuck
Facebook,
that,
Instagram, and
You
Twitter.
should know that you should fuck that.
Send us an email at nobigbanana@gmail.com and follow Jay on Twitter.
Yeah.
At Man Ray, talk to me
Yeah.
about wrestling. I'm bored.
Yeah, fuck Man Ray's Twitter.
Spell it.
too.
It's MANNRHAE.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, go check that
I'm
out.
irritated fart.
There's funny. Yeah.
I'm surprised I got that one.
Thank God. for
I know
that.
it's a good
My
pull
first
for a
one
Twitter
was
handle.
total fart, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna change it. So I changed it to irritated fart.
Yeah. Total would have been ridiculous.
Total fart is like the after show for Total Divas.